Like, talking about my 5-month-old kid, my daughter, and I'm like, And when I talk to her, my response is always, the cliche dad that I'll be shining a gun when the kid walks in. You know what I mean? Like, but I don't know how I'm going to be. You can always talk about what you're going to do in a situation, and then you really don't know until you're in the situation.
It's not going to come out however you think it is.
Right, that's my point.
About that.
So I got to stop forecasting in my mind about what it's going to be like and just live in the moment and do the best I can do.
Right. That would be what I would do. That's the thing.
But then I talk to men like you. I have men like you in my life.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, I know if I had it to do now, this is what I would do. Not ever have given them fucking McDonald's French fries and chicken McNuggets 4 days a week.
Oh, okay. So in excess.
3 days a week.
Because I buy my kids, my son at least, my daughter's,
yeah,
pretty
don't
much
start
diet.
with the French fries.
My son loves McDonald's. We get Happy Meals like once a week.
That's a problem. Once a week is not a problem.
Yeah, once a week. We're not doing it in excess.
French fries cannot be given to kids like
you were giving them?
Right. Once a week is not the same as like being a mainstay of their diet is fucking chicken nuggets and fries.
Well, why were you giving them that much? Because it was convenient?
Easy.
The convenience of it. All right, the kids are hungry. I just hit this drive-through real quick.
It's not even fucking acceptable.
But you've changed. That's why. Because you used to eat that junk too, and now you're into the healthy lifestyle.
Not even acceptable. Yeah. We were French fries, chicken nuggets, Wendy's. A lot. Whatever
was hot and quick. I think that's a lot of America now, probably.
And okay, so that's the fast food type of thing like that. But the problem is the other nights it wasn't fast food. It was like pick up Italian from the place down the street, spaghetti and meatballs and other horrible fucking shit that they should not be eating.
Then you were justifying in your head.
Didn't really, right? I didn't know back then.
You were like, this is better than McDonald's.
Right. Spaghetti and meatballs, pizza.
You're making me hungry.
It's completely all unacceptable, and you're fucking giving your kids
sounds really
health
acceptable
problems.
to me, but
you're giving your kids health problems. It's not.
America's fat. I watched this video the other day of like footage from like 1920s New York. Somebody put it on Facebook, and a DP friend of mine, really really awesome cinematographer, Anthony Dones, he commented and he said, "Notice how nobody's fat." Nobody was heavy in the video.
Where was that?
It was like in Manhattan in the 1920s, and everybody's like busy and like knows exactly where they're going and exactly where they came from. Everyone was in shape.
Yeah.
No fat people.
How fucked up is that?
It's really fucked up. Because I lived in New York City and there's a lot of fatties.
And now everybody has cancer and sickness.
Now they say half of us are going to die of cancer.
Not me.
Well, yeah, because you're like on
my
this
whole thing
quest.
is, did I stop eating it's not like I'm fucking perfect. I'd say I changed 80%.
But did you cut the 80% of shit off in time?
Did I cut the 80% of shit off in time? That's what I'm worried. That's the only thing I worry about. But what are you going to do?
Yeah, you can't
Nothing
rewind.
that can be done about that. But, right, America is addicted to food. And it's all about the money.
Yeah, it's crazy to me because I eat fast food. And it seems like the fast food prices have gone down recently. You know what I mean? Like they're trying to get more of a deal at you.
That's
like,
so unacceptable.
Get the 4 for $4, or there's the dollar menu, and then there's the value menu, and then there's the 2 for $3, and the 3 for $4, and the 4 for $4, the 2 for $5.
Right.
I mean, it's like Walmart prices are dropping like crazy.
Maybe people don't really know. I mean, look, I'm remembering why did I wait until 52 years old to stop giving myself cancer?
Why did you?
Because we thought it was a bunch of hooey. To use a word, I don't know what word would you use it. You thought it was just a bunch of
like bullshit.
Bullshit.
What you mean? Like when you say what you thought was bullshit, you mean like them saying it's unhealthy?
Right.
You were like, yeah.
Exactly.
And then you're like later
it's
on.
It's just a bunch of bullshit.
Maybe it is.
You didn't hear the doctors saying it. Back then,
they really do now. Yeah.
You didn't hear like any of that in the 90s, 80s, 70s. You didn't hear any of that.
There's a documentary called Super Size Me. Have you ever heard of it?
Yeah, I watched it.
It's disgusting.
Yeah.
The guy for like how long? Was it 2 months? Or was it a month?
I don't know what it was.
I think it was 2 months, 60 days.
I can imagine.
But he ate every meal at McDonald's.
Right.
Every single meal, and then he ended up getting like worms.
So do you know? So right.
Parasites and
So the majority of America doesn't know any better.
Watch Supersize Me; it'll change you.
Right. So if you're a normal American coming home from work, you're not going to turn on Netflix and watch What the Health, or Supersize Me,
right?
Or whatever. So where do they learn from?
Maybe they need to do a personal experience, personal experiment. Let me stop. I won't eat fast food for a month and see how I feel.
Right.
Maybe. I mean, most people got to learn things the hard way or on their own. I know I'm that way.
For me, it was a movie. I swear to God.
What movie?
It was a movie.
What movie?
What the Health.
That's what it's called? What the Health?
I watched that movie in October. Everyone in the family watched the friggin' movie.
So a year ago?
Yeah, a year ago.
You watched it?
I did not eat fucking red meat since that day.
What? You don't eat red meat at all?
Chicken 4 times since that day. And
so what you're saying is this movie took your manhood.
Junk food, think that day.
This movie took his manhood.
I started cutting out everything after that movie.
So I don't want to see this movie then.
It took a while, but
listen.
That's what something has to happen to you.
To shake you and like.
I think. I don't know. Maybe that's what it has to be.
Well, something has to happen to me. I think I'm with you because you talking about all this fast food makes me hungry. Now doesn't make me like, oh no, my health. Which I probably should be thinking that.
Yeah.
Because I'm probably gonna do what you did, and then at like 50, I'll be like, wait a minute, what the health is this? Ha! No more.
It was a long-term thing. It's not like a diet like where you lose a certain amount of weight. I mean, I lost a lot, but it took a year. So, but I still it took me a while to give up the fucking Coke, the green Coke. I gave up the regular Coke.
Green Coke?
Yeah, the green one with the life that only has the stevia and the pure cane sugar. That life, that was like this year. So I drank that for like 6 months.
Okay. Caffeine in it?
Okay. So it's like half the calories, but it still had sugar.
It's like half a Coke.
Yeah, so I don't drink that shit now. But I did
So what'd you move on to after that?
I just drink water, but I am only like 80%. I still have like 20% of my diet is shit.
So you still have your piece of the world you hold on to.
Yeah.
And your 80% of, well, still, that's huge improvement.
Like 2 days a week.
I'm not ready for that.
Yeah. 2 days a week. I don't eat shit.
I'm not ready for that. But I do know you, and I know that you call, like, the grocery store, that's your pantry.
I love Publix.
You go, like, every day.
Yeah, I don't buy shit to last a week.
Like, eat right now what I need for now.
I go to Publix, like, every day and decide what I'm going to get.
And it's just whatever you're in the mood for.
It's right down the street.
It is close.
It's right there. It's like a block away.
But see, I was always told you don't shop when you're hungry.
If you can't afford it, don't.
Okay.
If you can't afford it, you don't go to fucking Publix.
Or you do what you do.
It's not like a smart thing to do. I'm just saying that's what I do.
But at least you're eating healthier. It's better than hitting the drive-thru because McDonald's is in the same plaza.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's a smart thing to do, but I'm just saying I end up going to Publix like every day.
Where do you go when you're going to Publix first?
It's not a way to keep on a budget.
Which way do you head when you walk in the door? You go to the deli first?
I go to the vegetables, the produce.
Wow. They say to shop only on the outside.
Yeah, I go to
avoid
produce.
the inside.
Why do they? What? I've never heard that.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
All the healthy stuff.
Yeah.
Produce.
I go to the produce.
Yeah, all the
So
edges.
you stick to the outside.
The inside's all processed.
Yeah, I don't eat any of that processed crap anymore.
Interesting. So you don't like pub subs? You don't eat pub subs? You don't eat pub subs?
I eat no subs.
Even if you go boar's head, like, listen, give me wheat.
That shit gives you
Sodium.
cancer.
Yeah.
What, wheat bread gives you cancer?
Deli meat.
The deli.
Deli meat gives you cancer.
Everything
Proven
gives
fact,
you cancer.
No.
Touching this microphone, I have cancer on my finger.
No.
No, it does.
That's why it took until a year ago.
What, because you were thinking how I think?
Because
like, whatever.
You would say that.
Everything gives you cancer, but it's true. They say sugar gives you cancer.
Right.
Everything we breathe gives us cancer. So.
Right. But
processed.
Deli meat gives
Deli
you fucking
meat
cancer.
gives you cancer.
Yes.
I need to talk to the wife when I get
Yeah,
home.
I'm telling you, look, it's not an easy thing. If you like to eat food and you like think of food as something you look forward to,
Yeah, I do.
if people, right, so if it's something you look forward to, like, that's hard.
Well, since I quit drinking and drugging,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
It's a hard thing to do.
And I haven't gained weight. It's not like I've like gotten gluttonous. But like, okay, me and Jessica yesterday we went to a festival in Jupiter, and everybody else that we were with was like, you know, doing the booth thing. I was like, food time.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hit that up, and then I'm gonna try that booth, and then I'm gonna. But
Yeah, see,
but half the people we're with were drinking,
yeah.
and they're like, is Justin eating again? And Jessica was like,
I don't.
he doesn't drink anymore. Let the man eat. So maybe I've replaced a little bit, but I like eating.
People like eating, yes, but the answer is, when are you going to figure it out? And hope it's not too late. That's all. That's all. Really.
Well, I mean, I can tell you. Have you ever watched anyone die? So I watched my dad die, and he died of cancer. You know, watching someone die, man, was like, it changed me. You know.
I had my grandmother died, which was kind of watching. She was too late on the health thing. She started.
But she had
definitely started like going to the place, and this is before anybody like did any of this shit. She was like one of the first like health
So ahead of her time.
people ahead of her time, but it was
Yeah, you're talking a
obviously-
diet change. You're talking.
Yeah, fruits and vegetables, and like their going to their house was like completely different one day. It was all raw fruits and vegetables.
You and then they're like,
shit
where's the
that.
junk food?
Yeah, that was all
What's
gone.
this?"
But I think it was too late.
Yeah.
She didn't like look. People that no one really knew in the 70s and 80s. You were like hooked on fucking everything.
Yeah, you could smoke on
I'm telling
airplanes.
you, man. Yeah.
You could smoke in. You
Yeah.
could smoke in hospitals.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's. Well, you know, as time goes on, we learn more and become more aware of stuff. Like I said, in 10 years, we're gonna know that me touching this microphone right now is gonna give me cancer,
be.
finger
It's true.
cancer.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, you know, watching someone die of cancer, you know, and in my dad's situation, it was lung cancer for a non-smoker. And what really bothered me too was when he was diagnosed. He was diagnosed in March, stage 4, and had just had 2 full physicals. I wanted to go fight his doctor. You know what I mean? Like, wait a minute, how did you miss? This man had stage 4 cancer. If we would have caught it a year and a half ago when he had his first physical, he might be alive right now. You know, and I'm just, you know, that still bothers me. But like watching him deteriorate, man.
Did you go to the doctor with him? Did you watch them take a lung
No.
X-ray?
No.
So maybe they did all that shit and he didn't tell you about it. I don't know.
I mean,
Who
you know,
knows?
who knows?
It is kind of weird.
It is weird.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, man, like watching him deteriorate, you know, because he was diagnosed in March and then he died in December. And man, it was just, it's shocking, you know, especially when it's your hero, you know, get
I hear you.
deteriorated like that. But especially that last weekend. The last weekend, and I'm not a doctor, far from it, probably the first thing from a medical expert. But I could tell that it had gone to his brain. The last weekend.
So how old was he?
He was 60, he had just turned 68.
Right, so this is the way I think about it. People are going to get cancer. Some people are just going to get it.
Sure.
But a lot of people don't have to. A lot of people get it because they're fucking giving themselves cancer. Some people are going to get it, obviously.
Sure.
But they know now. They watched it. So when I say we, but when, let's say in the 80s, 90s, they didn't have these studies where they followed people for 20 fucking years.
Right.
Now, in 2018,
Those studies are coming
they
back.
have studies. They followed people for 20 years. And they know exactly what they ate, and they know who got cancer out of
And
the
where it
people.
came from and where
Yep.
it didn't.
Yeah, so there was good excuse for, let's say in my case, because there wasn't real, like, proof.
Yeah, you didn't know.
They didn't have
Yeah.
Now they have studies that have been going on for 25 fucking years where they
Mm.
followed everything that people eat.
Mm.
But some people are going to get cancer regardless.
Yeah.
I think so.
I think so too.
It is. Did they have them on what drugs did they have them on?
You know, it's interesting that you asked that. Well, you know, we tried the hardest chemo, we were like, we're gonna do the most hardcore chemo, and so he did that. It made him real sick, but his tumor shrunk like in half. So we had this like hope. It was probably in August or September, and then he just didn't get better. But it was weird because my best friend had overdosed like 4 or 5 months before my dad died. My best friend died. And my best friend died of a fentanyl overdose. And then they gave my dad a fentanyl patch. So I was kind of like looking at God. I mean, I was still drinking and stuff at the time, so I wasn't right. But like I was kind of looking at God like, what are you doing here? You know what I mean? Like you take my best friend from fentanyl, and then you give my dying father fentanyl? Like, and I remember my dad, like, it was like a patch. And he was like, after like a half of a day, he was like, I need to get this off. Like, he didn't like it. And that's what fentanyl is made for. Was that high level medical stuff. Or like an anesthetic or whatever. But we ended up taking it off of him. It made his arm feel weird. But towards the end, he had to get he got a surgery where they cut a hole in his back.
Right.
And I would me and my mom would hook up this tube, and we would drain his lungs, and we would fill like a pint of it looked like green algae water, like that you see in a canal, and we would empty a liter or two.
Fuck. Did they get what did he after the fentanyl? Did he have what did he have?
He was on a lot of meds.
On a lot of shit.
Yeah, I don't even know. It wasn't a lot of like.
My aunt had a whole fucking bottles of morphine, like these plastic.
Yeah, I don't think he was on like
liquid,
morphine and stuff like that.
Morphine. This was recent.
I think it was a lot of like just like cancer meds type of stuff.
Yeah.
I don't think it was anything like, you know, heavy narcotic type of. Besides the fentanyl that he wore the patch for like a day or whatever. I don't think it was anything, because he was very aware the whole time until that last weekend when it kind of went to his brain, because it was weird for me as an actor, and my dad was an award-winning stage director, and like that the day before he died, I was like out acting him because his brain was gone, and I was pretending like I was having conversations with people that weren't there to keep him in his bed, because he kept wanting to get out of his bed for whatever reason. So I would be like, oh yeah, nurse, no, I'll tell him, yeah, he needs to stay in his bed. Hey, then I just talked to the nurse, you need to stay in your bed. He'd go, oh, okay. So it was like him watching me have conversations with nobody. So it's just interesting to look back, you know, like at stuff like that, but.
I'd have took the fentanyl patch from him.
Of course you would have. Of course you would have.
I'd have taken.
You're smoking it with a straw.
Hey, Dad,
What's going on with this?
You sure you need that fentanyl?
Yeah, let me help
patch?
you with that,
Let me
Dad.
help you with that shit.
Oh, you're a dirty dog.
You sure you need these ones in the box? Let me help you with those too.
You're not the only sick one in the room, though, because you know what? When I was describing what meds he had, I actually had the thought, I was like, I don't think he had like heavy meds, because I probably would have been like, what's this? Do I want any of this shit?
My grandmother, I definitely snagged a lot of her meds.
You mentioned
and
that.
She had cancer. I mean, I don't think I'm probably thinking she could easily get more. She has fucking cancer.
Yeah, they're gonna give her whatever she wants.
If she ran out, she'll just, yeah.
I have cancer, give me the pills.
She'll get some more.
You're an
She
asshole.
always has.
Yeah, but like
Opiate
what? Like,
fucking drugs.
oh, like opiates and
Yeah.
stuff. Well, yeah, man, when you're dying of cancer, I mean,
Yeah.
who knows what, you know, that's the thing that I learned too watching my dad die, was like, you know, I used to get, and I beat myself up about it, I would get frustrated with him when he was dying. Like, man, he's being an asshole, kind of, or like, man, he's just so irritable. But going back, like, I don't know what he was feeling inside,
True.
you know, like, I turn into a little baby when I have the flu. When I have the flu, I'm like, take care of me, honey. Like, I'm a baby. So like,
After a while, I think you get used to it, though.
What, the dying?
Well, whatever. So either it's the flu or cancer, you somehow adapt somewhat to it.
Yeah, your body accepts it.
Right.
I mean,
not that it doesn't suck, but
yeah, and who knows what.
Some people don't need to be on heroin all day long if they have cancer.
Agreed.
Some people probably, I think they do. Some people handle it a little better, I think.
Yeah. Well, once you're getting like a
Yeah,
morphine drip under the tongue or something like that, I mean, if you and I took a morphine drip to the tongue right now, we'd be like, spaced out.
Right.
So, I mean, who knows what it's going to be like when we cross that bridge. I mean, I'd like to think that I would want to be like the type that would be like, let me just go through the pain because I want to be here. I want to be present.
So there was a plane crash today. You didn't hear that? Fucking 180 people or something like that. Dead in the ocean.
Where?
Singapore?
That sucks. And we had...
Why are you laughing?
That's fucking nuts.
Well, at least it didn't disappear like that one plane a couple years ago just disappeared.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's some weird shit. It wasn't shot down or anything. It just crashed.
Crashed, and it was not old. It was only a 1-year-old jet.
That's kind of scary.
So what could have happened to make a 1-year-old jet just friggin' crash into the ocean? The pilot was like radioed to turn around to come back, but they didn't make it back.
Obviously, I mean, well, I don't think it matters so much how old the plane is, although that is crazy that it's a year old. But if you're not maintaining the maintenance
somebody's going to
of
get
something like that,
they find out what happened.
I mean, you're flying this however many ton thing in the sky. You better keep maintenance on something like that, because if not, things like that are going to happen. Somebody's head's going to roll for that.
When was the last time an American plane crashed? A long fucking time ago.
I don't know.
I haven't heard of any American airline.
It's been a while.
Been a long time.
But a lot of that stuff seems to happen lately in Asia. The Asian.
Why is that? I don't know. You don't really.
That's why there's a lot of terrorist activity over there, though,
It's
too.
been a long time since you heard of an American plane crash, and the last one didn't kill anyone. It landed in the river in New York, and you got Sully.
And the guy saved it.
And there was like one before that in New York where it crashed into the neighborhood.
That was right after 9/11.
That was bad. But since then, there hasn't been a single.
No, you're right.
Any American plane.
But you know why? We exchanged airplane crashes for mass shootings.
Right.
Like that thing that happened at the synagogue the other day
We exchanged
in Pittsburgh is insane to me.
That was a good exchange comparably, I guess.
I mean, if you're
for the amount of people,
numbers wise, I guess.
Numbers-wise.
But at the same time, if I had to choose, I would choose the plane crash, because that's just human error. This is like human hate and evil.
Yeah.
I'd rather have accidents than like these evil monsters running around, like the kid that did the shooting in the black church, just like this kid, the guy that did it in the synagogue. You know, like and all these people mailing bombs and the what happened to the Las Vegas shooting? Don't talk about it anymore.
You don't hear
like,
shit about that.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go kick out a window and sit up there with a small army a stockpile and blast people at a concert, and in 9 months nobody's talking about it.
Right. So the guy was. You know what happened, right?
What, in the one of the synagogue?
Yeah. So
No,
the guy was blaming some Jewish organization that helps immigrants come to America.
Okay.
So I never heard of them. I never heard of this organization.
So this Jewish.
Neither has anybody that I know of all Jewish people.
Was this guy an immigrant?
I don't know. He wasn't.
But he was mad at this group.
Right. So he's mad at this group, and he's on Gab, which is the It's like for people who get kicked off of Facebook and kicked off of Twitter. You can go on
All
Gab.
the rejects go there.
All the rejects go on Gab. So
Okay.
obviously it was social media, stuck in his house, from what I hear, like didn't leave, just
Hermit.
lived on social media. And
Not healthy.
No, so he obviously somehow put it on this Jewish organization, and somehow he made the jump to my people are getting slaughtered.
His people.
Yeah, his people.
Which are who?
I don't know that is on the social media, which are who. I'm assuming white people.
Okay, so his tribe of
Right.
people.
So he says, I'm going to, before our, something like, I'm not going to sit by and watch my people get slaughtered.
I'm going to do something.
From the group, like this group that's coming from Honduras.
That's helping immigrants.
No, right. So there's a group of immigrants coming. They're walking here. 7,000 of them or something.
Are walking here?
Are walking here through Mexico, who are claiming they're going to just illegally come to the United States.
And just sit somewhere?
So obviously he
citizens.
heard he heard about this group, and that's why he went in and shot everybody, because of the group that was somehow aiding this 7,000 person caravan that's on its way to America, saying they're just coming in no matter what. So I
Well,
don't know.
that
You
makes
gotta have some
total
kind of mental
sense.
issue for sure to be able to make that kind of a jump.
Yeah, that's... Okay, I'm trying to wrap my head
That's
around something illogical.
Yeah,
So this is this guy's motive.
yeah,
Makes total sense.
yeah.
Did the guy die? Did he kill himself, or is he alive?
He's alive.
Oh.
So, look, the main thing is, I mean, for me, I'm waiting to see like how much they're gonna blame on Trump
Mm.
and like how that's gonna all start. So it
Well, they
didn't
already
take
have
long.
a little bit,
It
haven't
didn't
they?
take long for them to start like,
Yeah, they've already... I've seen it.
yeah. So
People point at Trump.
CNN is
Well, didn't he say, like, this is not a reflection or something of the gun laws? Something
Yeah.
along those lines?
So
That
didn't
pissed
take-
a lot of people
Yeah.
off, I'm sure.
didn't take long for CNN to start blaming Trump for his rhetoric. Look, I'm not a Trump lover. I think shit that he says probably did contribute
Mm.
somewhat, but then I'm saying, but he does some shit that I do like. So the economy's still good. I mean, there's a lot of reasons. I don't really like him. I think he's an idiot most of the time. I think he's kind of a clown.
Mm.
But there's certain things you cannot, to me, certain things are just fact.
Right, like the economy
Like
stuff. you're
everything seems to be doing better, and the whatever other stuff, he's been doing things that are
Some
good
things
for
that
the
are
country,
working.
in my opinion, even though he's a fucking clown and speaks like an idiot
an
and
understatement.
isn't the smartest guy. But CNN and the other, like, those kind of news stations leave out,
Some
I
facts.
think, is the other half of the issue, which is not Trump and not the right and the neo-Nazis. They're part of it. But the other half of it is leftist college professors who infect these kids every day with anti-Jewish stuff.
Well, I mean,
Every day it goes on at colleges.
you know that Jerry Seinfeld, Chris Rock, and I forgot the other one, somebody told me, these three big celebrities will no longer do any college shows. Because, and Jerry Seinfeld explained why, but it's because we're in such a politically correct society now that half
I
of
don't blame them.
half their material would offend people. But you know, you gotta look at these, let's take some comedians from the 70s and 80s. Richard Pryor. Give me a couple other ones.
He'd be screwed now.
Right, these guys would never have made it now.
No way.
That's my point.
Not the way it is now.
Right,
no
that's
way.
my point, because their humor came from making fun of everybody, making fun of groups, you know, not being racist, but like hating on everyone equally.
Yeah.
And nowadays,
You
if a
would be
comedian did that,
slammed, you would
yeah,
be
they'd be
destroyed.
crucified. Like, it would never ever work. So this group of guys won't do, Seinfeld included, will not do college for the reason you're talking about.
Yeah.
I think my biggest issue, obviously, and I'm not gonna even get into Trump or left or anything like that, but something that really bothers me with where we're at with society now is that if you wear one jersey and I wear one jersey, the division between us is to the point, I know people that are lifelong friends, no longer friends. Family members do not consider themselves family anymore because I have this jersey on and you have that jersey on, and that jersey, in my perception, means that you're this, and this.
Right.
And me wearing this jersey in your perception means I'm this, and this. And I don't think that's
It's
necessarily true.
It's so ridiculous.
It's fucking ridiculous.
There's no middle.
Dude, yeah, there's no middle. I can't be like, I agree with a little bit of that and a little bit of this. Nope. You better choose a side.
Yeah.
You're either with me or against me.
So where?
And that mentality's sick, man.
I don't know how. What if you don't have a jersey? I don't have a jersey.
Right. But still.
I like some shit Trump does, but I know he's a fucking clown.
But you not having a jersey.
But they're gonna give me a
with
jersey.
This jersey
just
and
because of
this
that.
jersey, looking at you with no jersey, they're gonna stick you with
Right.
either that side or this side because
Right.
you're not with me.
Right.
That's not okay.
No,
That's not open-minded. That's ignorance.
No, both sides are completely fucked.
It's delusion.
Delusional.
Listen, you can see it on Facebook all the time. You go on Facebook, and 50% of the stuff is political. And I've got people that I respect as artists. Now, you think artist. I grew up with an artist as a father. First thing I think with artists, I think open-minded. An open-minded person. But that's not true. Because I know artists.
They're not open-minded anymore.
Right.
Not anymore.
And that's sad. But I know successful artists that are like, if you agree with Trump
on anything,
you are a racist. You are this. You are that. You are this. And I'm going, okay, my open-minded artist friend who's intelligent, who's award-winning, all these things that are great as a human being, but they're going to look at a Michael Stone wearing no jersey and go, because he's not wearing my jersey, he's a racist, he's a this, is that right? For an open-minded person?
So it is what it is now.
It's sick, man.
That's where we are. So now what?
I don't know. I don't
There's
have
nowhere for anybody who doesn't want to wear a jersey. Like, if I agree with some right things, but I also agree that it's none of my fucking business. I'm anti-abortion. I don't think it's a good thing. But I would never tell you to not be able to fucking legally do what you want.
But that's you.
I'm not gonna, right.
But see, nowadays, I think that I'm not making a choice to wear either jersey is a choice.
Yeah.
In people's eyes.
Yeah.
So, and that's a scary mentality to have, because that's if you don't agree with me, you're against me.
Yeah.
And that's some old witch hunt Salem shit.
It's two teams.
That's scary as hell to me, dude.
So we need to start a new team.
Maybe. But it's got to be a team where, listen, if you're not on our team,
Why can't you
we
start
don't
a
hate
middle
you.
team?
I don't know. But here's the scary part with starting a middle team. That to the two teams will look like you're against us.
But who gives a fuck?
You're against us.
I don't care.
I'm talking about the mental and emotional
I can't
health
vote
of our
anyway.
country.
What the fuck do I care?
All right, so Michael
Stone.
Stone's not the best prime example, but I think we're onto something here. I think we're onto something
we
here.
start a middle fucking team.
Start a middle team where all the felons can vote. I mean,
look, I'm gonna tell you I might be a little more on the right team, but that doesn't mean I'm not somewhat on the left team. There's a castle that has been built on the universities with a big, huge wall of professors that are not going to let you fuck with their paychecks, and there's no way to there's no way to get in. There's no way to get over the wall yet.
Yeah.
There's the walls built.
But see, that's even scarier.
There's no way to get over the walls.
When
what they say goes.
Run the education?
The academia, fucking universities or whoever, scientists and teachers and the professors, and there's no way to get over. There's no way to like get into the castle wall yet, and you can't penetrate it yet. Soon, maybe, but I don't see how you penetrate them infecting most of the country now.
Yeah, and say, well, it's been happening for a while.
Yeah, and all the students.
The ripple effect of that is like...
They don't affect all the students,
beyond,
because obviously there's conservative students also.
Sure.
That keep that.
And it's good to have a balance, but...
They don't want to let you learn anything. They're not going to let anything be taught that's not a leftist thought and worldview. That's just fact. They're going to teach their they're going to teach their class and their worldview. That's how they're going to do it.
That scares me, man, because you already take this generation that's in college right now.
There's no thinking.
This is a very entitled, instant gratification generation. My generation, I mean, me and my brother, we'd come home from school, not saying this is right, but it was my mom going, get out. If you're thirsty, there's a hose in the back, but you better be inside when the street light comes on. And then it was dinner time, and then homework, and whatever. But we played outside. There wasn't computers to go, I want to shop and I want this right now. I want to watch this video right now. I want to talk to my friend right now. We didn't have that instant gratification. No. Or of cell phones. If I wanted to call you, I'd find a payphone. And my point is things weren't as easily obtained.
Yep.
So you mix in that instant gratification with that kind of entitlement of, you know what? I identify as a woman today. I'm going to pee in the women's bathroom. Tomorrow, I'm going to identify as a male.
So what if a male that is a child molester gets to go in the women's bathroom?
That's where the problem comes in. That's where the problem is. But
that's so fucked up.
This is where I am identifying today, Mike, as a woman. Right. So
and I don't even have a problem. I'm cool with that.
Deal with it. I'm gonna go pee in there.
With me. That's the problem. Why there's no middle team, because I am the middle team.
Right.
I say,
you're okay with
if
whatever.
You're gay. That's cool. I don't believe in it. I don't believe.
Go live your life and be happy.
Follow what the Bible says to a point. But if you're gay, that's cool.
I'm not, by the way, but we're just figuratively saying.
If you're trans, I don't care.
Happy with kids.
I'm fine with it. I would not do anything to take away any of your rights.
Yeah, you can't take my gayness.
But I just don't. That's my rights. You want to take my rights away to believe what I want to believe.
But they've killed you as the middleman.
Yep.
They've destroyed that. Because like we said before, if you go, listen, I don't personally do the gay thing. You want to do it? More power to you. Enjoy your life. I'm going to stay as the one that doesn't really care.
Right.
Either way. But that's the choice I was talking about. That's the two jerseys going,
yeah.
What? You didn't pick my jersey? Then you're against me.
Yep.
And the other side doing the same thing.
Yep.
Yeah, we're in trouble.
I'm in trouble. I'm in nowhere land. I'm going to be in nowhere land. I'll get the red jersey, but I'm not really supposed to wear it.
Right, so you're still in the middle.
Right, so the left will put me in the jersey.
Yeah, and so will the right.
But
the right will go, well, if you're not with us, you're in the blue jersey.
Right.
And you're like, can I just be in the white jersey? Just the
there's
blank
no
canvas?
So right, so if the right is saying don't let anybody in the fucking country, well, that's stupid. But
that's how the country was made.
Right, that's stupid. There should be people allowed to come in the country. But you should have to go through if you're coming from an Arab country, you should have to be go through some kind of he's not a terrorist.
Well, I don't think just in an Arab country. I think
wherever.
it should be the same across the board.
Yeah, you have to go through some kind
You
of
have
a
to go
check to
through
make sure you're not going to
Yeah, a rigorous, thorough background
something.
check. Something.
Yeah.
But let me ask you this, because you've got two kids in college.
I tell my kids that are in college, I say, don't listen to anything the professor says if it doesn't have to do with
What's on the test?
What's on the fucking test.
And just get your grade,
Yeah.
play the game.
Don't listen to what they say.
Do you ever have political debates with your kids in college?
Yeah, they're not like me.
What are those
my kids
like?
are total more like lefties.
Well, but that's because what they're exposed to.
Yeah, it's been
So
done.
what is that clash like when you're going, I want to wear no jersey? Do they put the other jersey on you when the conversation happens?
Sure, yeah,
So the other jersey's thrown on you.
probably.
That sucks.
But
How do we change that?
I don't know. But they're not like, he's not like totally indoctrinated yet. So
Is your daughter?
I'm trying. She just doesn't care either way.
She's just
She's
young
no.
kid.
She's not indoctrinated yet, but he is at the most left school. My mom was like, "Are you fucking crazy?"
Just, you saw
Letting
about to
him
send
go
him there?
there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, "Yeah, but there's like 80% Jews at the school," so I'm like, the chances he's gonna meet somebody Jewish as a girlfriend are like the highest at this school.
You were looking
But
at
my
that.
mom
that
was
angle.
like, "Are you fucking crazy?"
Mm.
That's like the most left school in the country. One of them, anyway.
Wow.
So, look, you just hope what you hope. Hopefully, he doesn't get totally indoctrinated, and
What year is he in
that's
now?
what I hope. Third.
So one more year.
In third year. He don't know what he wants to do.
He's got a little more time, but
I don't know why they all need to go to college. Why do all these kids need to go to college?
a lot of them come out
Fucking
and
ridiculous.
can't get a job.
Oh, we're wasting a bunch of money. We're wasting billions of dollars
Dude,
on
I
all
got my
these kids
brother.
in college.
My brother's been in college for a long time.
For what?
My brother's older than me.
Yeah.
And he's getting his master's in history.
For what?
I don't know if he wants to go be like a museum guy after.
Well, we need museum guys, but there's
Or-
only a couple of them. So
Right.
There's
Or
only like 4 of them.
I think he wants to be like a professor. But those are both jobs that are like a
That's
dime
hard,
a
man.
dozen.
You don't get, and plus, it's hard to make any money.
So
as a
there's not gonna be a
professor.
lot of money, and here's a guy that's gone to college and taken loans out for years. It's just, to me, it seems like a wash cycle. Like, you're gonna get out of college, then what? Maybe get the job to do what you went to school for all these years for.
Waste of billions of dollars.
Right. And then let's say everything works out and you become the museum guy who doesn't get paid much.
No.
You're still gonna be that slave to Uncle Sam that's gonna pay your life.
Yeah.
The rest of your life, you're gonna pay back what you just went to learn.
That's not for me.
Not for me either.
Mm-mm. That's not for me.
And not knocking anybody that it's for, but at the same
No,
time,
we need museum guys.
yeah, but like, okay, let's take the professor or the museum guy job. Most of the time, the only time that you're gonna get a chance is when someone
Yeah,
dies.
somebody would have to die.
Right. So you're gonna wait around flipping burgers, waiting for this guy to die, so you can finally do what you went to 10 years of school for?
I don't
I don't know.
understand it. There's a guy.
I'd rather make
watched-
money in babies.
I forgot his name. He's the guy that
more
does that
fun.
dirty job show.
Yes.
You know who I'm talking about?
Like 30, yeah, on the
He's
Discovery.
got a whole thing to teach kids and people how to actually do some fucking skill.
Yeah, get a trade.
He's onto this thing. He's like,
That's more productive.
you can make, yeah, it's more productive.
I got
It's
friends
fucking
that
crazy.
did like 10 months or like 9, this is years ago, would do like 9 or 10 months at a trade school, like ITT Tech or whatever.
Yeah.
These guys are making like $200,000 a year, coming right out.
Yeah.
On a pretty, not a bad schedule.
Way better than going to college.
Yeah. Like, how long is it going to take my brother, who knows, to like land that $200,000 history job?
My dad knew. I'm talking about 30 years ago, my dad, he's pretty fucking smart.
Hmm.
He knew, he would be like, dude, you need to go to air conditioning school. because he knew I wasn't fucking college.
He wanted you to get that trade so
He
you could
knew
make
if
money.
I wanted to, I would have been able to go to law school or whatever like him.
If you would applied yourself.
He knew me. He was like, dude, you need to go to air conditioning school. Look, he had friends. Like, back then it's weird. I mean, if you're Jewish, I mean, Gary Vee, you probably don't know who we're talking, but he talks about this shit all the time. How you grew up, how it was like back in the 80s or 70s, that your kid going to college was like a fucking status symbol for all of their friends.
Big feather in the cap.
All, yeah, for between all their friends.
I don't think it's the
And
same
like
anymore, though.
No, it's not. It's done. My dad, like, he had a couple of friends who were like doing very well, who like owned an air conditioning company, and the other one owned a plumbing
and they got houses
company,
and boats and they're
way
living.
bigger houses than anyone that went to college.
Right, on sweat equity.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I've got friends like that now that like didn't go to school. They went to high school, got the trade, got the van, got the company car. They got houses now. They own companies.
Yeah.
I think that America's changed in that way. But you know what? Can you see the overall this generation going out and doing that?
So
I don't
they're
see
all
it.
going to college, getting indoctrinated for no reason at all, because they're not going to get a fucking job when they get out.
Right, but when that the adult fits that are gonna happen. When again, this is the kid that
They all go live at home.
their whole life. I want to see my friend right now. I want to shop right now. I want to buy that right now. I want to watch this video right now. I want this music downloaded right now.
Yeah.
Now. I want my job right. Where's my job?
There's no jobs.
What happens to the person then?
There's jobs.
Right, but what happens
but
to
not
that person?
like you thought you were going to get.
You're gonna have all these man-childs having fits in the streets.
You have them now. They live at their mom's.
That's why they say 30's the new 20 and 40's the new 30, right?
Yeah.
So you can live at mom and dad's house until you're 40 and go, well, that's really the new 30, mom.
That's happening now.
So kick me out at 41 instead of 31 because I need that time to get my shit together and grow up.
Yeah, if you're going to be a doctor, you need to go to college. If you're going to be a lawyer, you need to go to college. If you're going to be an engineer, you need to go to college.
A teacher.
If you're going to be a teacher, you need to go to college. Okay, so that's 5 things.
Out of a billion.
Computer.
Computer,
six,
yeah.
6
Well,
things.
well, what?
Computer science.
You could
stuff.
go to a trade school. There are technical trade schools that are
Right.
not colleges that are real specifically
True,
for that.
but like computer, like programming and shit like that, you need to go to college.
Yeah, if you want a degree in that, sure. But there's places
What
like
else is
Full
there that you need to
Sail.
go to college for?
You said doctor,
Yeah.
lawyer, politician. Not even. Not even.
Those are the only
I was
things that
born
are
a
gonna
great
make
liar.
money that
I
you
could have
need
been
to
a
go to college
politician.
for.
No
Yeah.
school needed.
There's not that much.
Yeah, you're right. Like, so much of it could be. And again, I know a lot of guys that went to trade school. They got a trade. They could go take it anywhere. They could work anywhere, and make good money. I know a guy that does underwater construction, scuba diving, like whatever he does under there. Dangerous job, makes a killing,
Right. So
and his schedule's awesome. Like he'll work 2 days, and take 10 days off. Like I don't want that job.
so there's a large percentage that are not going to get a job making more than like 30,000 for 10 years.
And they're gonna owe
wasted all this time.
500,000
They're gonna
to
owe all
Uncle
this fucking
Sam.
Money.
So how many years? Well, do the math.
Yeah.
If you owe 500 and you're making 30 a year, have fun with that.
Crazy.
Yeah. Well, we need a lot of help, and I don't know. I don't have the solution, but I'm the type of guy that believes that there is a solution to everything. So, it's somewhere. But again, I think it starts with, like you said, that wall around that castle. There's a control, there's a stranglehold on our education system
Look.
about what's being learned
Right.
and what's being not learned.
Right.
So how do we change that?
There is biology textbooks that are still being made that are filled with ridiculous bullshit that no scientists even believe anymore.
So a lot of misteaching or misinformation
Yeah.
being given out. A giraffe
So if you're in
has 10
high
legs.
school, yeah. So if you're in high school now, you're still
Must be
learning
right.
out of the same biology, science books that we fucking learned out of.
Right. Not added in all the years and
Not
decades of
added
new
up
information.
all the shit that doesn't fucking exist anymore. It's not even there. It's already been. They don't. It's not even.
Like, is Pluto a planet?
Nothing that they even believe anymore.
Like, is Pluto a planet? I don't know anymore.
Yeah.
Wasn't it taken off the list?
And then it's back.
And then it's
off.
back
It
and
goes
it's
on and
off and it's
back.
like. But again, when I was a kid, I grew up with that's the 9th planet in the solar system.
Yeah.
Which is why when we
That's
get into
fucked
our
up.
moon debate, it's going to be real interesting. We obviously need a whole show for that, but like this moon, the whole moon landing thing, like if it happened or not. Listen, if I go to my father-in-law or I go to my mother and I try to convince these people that were born in the 50s, 40s, that the moon landing is bullshit, if I try to convince them that it didn't happen,
I'm not on either side of the fence on that.
dude,
And
you know how
you
hard
say
that's gonna
that-
be to
look,
convince them.
The worst thing about this is, take evolution, since it's something that I have a fucking rabbit hole with right now.
Okay.
I'm not saying do not teach evolution in fucking school. I believe there's some evolution, but you're still teaching
It as a
you're
truth.
still teaching in school that this is right.
This is all correct.
Right.
This is all the way.
Yeah.
Not these parts are applicable
Right.
and disregard the rest. Like this is the solid truth. So
Yeah.
here's our little sponges. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. This is the truth. It's a
Yeah.
problem.
Yep.
That's a problem.
Because I, speaking for myself, I'm kind of pissed off that I had to go all this time and then to see that it's not that it even says it. You leave school thinking,
Believing.
an overview of it, you leave school with an overview thought that evolution is proven fact.
Because it's been pounded in you.
Right.
That's my point with like
It's ridiculousness.
but see that creates a human's mind into what now is me trying to convince my mother
Right.
or my father-in-law that the moon landing might not have happened. They've had that pounded in their head. Are you kidding me? I sat we had the only TV in the neighborhood. The whole town came and we all watched it.
My dad too.
It's not there. It's concrete truth.
My dad too.
How much of that is concrete, ignorant bliss?
My dad.
Not
Look, I would
willing to
bring that
see
shit up
outside
with
of the
him.
visors that
I'm
have
not
been
saying
glued
it's
to
true
your
or not.
head.
I'm saying I am not saying we did or we didn't.
But you're a rare.
I'm saying
you're a rare breed.
probably could have, and we probably didn't.
But you're a rare breed. You
I
are
don't-
not. You're an exception in a lot of ways to this.
Right, and I don't care either way.
You're open-minded though, and you don't care, and you're open-minded. If I try to convince my father-in-law, who's a Vietnam vet,
Yeah.
that watched the moon landing from his house as a kid, that it didn't happen, he'd probably be pissed off at me. Seriously, I would lose like respect points for even bringing up the notion. That's going to be the same way with these kids with the evolution thing. This is a fact. This is a fact.
Yep.
The older your mind gets, the harder it is to change.
I know.
So this kid that's
But you leave school thinking
right,
that it's
that
proven
this
fact.
is your truth. Even if I'm showing you on paper that it's not all true. Nope.
Look.
This is what's been ingrained in me.
All you have to do is be a logical and reason fucking thinking person and go look at the shit.
Yeah, but that's
go
asking
look
a
at
lot, Mike.
science how it is now.
That's asking a lot, Mike,
And you'll
for
be
the
like,
average person.
What the fuck?
Go walk out on Clematis right now.
I left school thinking that all this shit was a proven fact, and now I'm seeing all of this other stuff that they've discovered and fucking did, and they still haven't changed the book.
Yeah, that's a problem.
They didn't change the book. They haven't.
That's a problem. Check this out, and then we're gonna cut. My father, right, taught me Shakespeare incorrectly for 20 years. Then I went to Conservatory in Manhattan. They're like, all right, everybody's gonna come up on stage and do their Shakespeare monologue that they that they had to audition to get into the school. And I'm thinking, I'm this hotshot young actor. I'm gonna go up there, I'm gonna make myself cry. I'm the man. I go up there, I do my thing. The teacher brings me on stage. Now, bear in mind, this guy at my conservatory was one of like 10 people in the world that have this doctorate in Shakespeare. This guy knows more about Shakespeare than... You get my point. So he goes, Justin, what were you working on? And I just regurgitated everything my dad had pounded in my head for 20 years. Oh, I was paying attention to the punctuation, and a period means the end of a thought, and a comma means a continued thought. All this bullshit that I believed was the truth. He ripped me apart in front of everybody. He was like, Shakespeare didn't write with punctuation.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't write with... There was no punctuation. So I went back and I told my dad, you taught me Shakespeare wrong. But see, the next time I was home from New York, I sat and showed my dad on paper how he was incorrect. And he took it and went, damn, I've been wrong all this time.
So what about
and
people that
reapply.
would not be able to take it and say
Right.
it?
Yeah.
Like
See,
my
he was like you.
father-in-law-
He was like you. Right, my father-in-law...
My father-in-law is a complete... He thinks I'm fucking some kind of idiot because I am kind of religious. I'm not even like that religious compared to a lot of people.
But because you
He
believe...
thinks I'm a complete fucking psycho.
Because he goes against his belief.
Yeah, he's a dentist, and he like... And I don't talk to him. I don't like get in an argument with him, but I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, dude...
Yeah.
You're fucking completely nuts. You still think the same shit you learned in the 60s in your fucking university
There's
class
been no
is true.
evolution in him.
Right.
Right.
I wouldn't even think to even fight about that or even argue the fact. I just like, yeah,
Yeah, because you're not
you're
gonna...
right, I forgot about that. I'm like,
you're not
gonna
gonna
fucking bring this
penetrate
shit
his
up.
wall.
There's
There's no way. His walls are thicker than most.
Yeah.
It's not gonna happen. But guys like you and my dad used to say, the day I die is the day I stop learning. That's a great mindset to have, because there's no ceiling on what you know. You're always willing to learn new things. But I hope that I can be as much of a man as if I believe something to be a truth for 20 years, that my 5-year-old son
50 years, 60.
50, 60 years, that my son can come and prove me wrong,
Yeah.
and me accept that and grow. Like that takes...
Most people have a block in their mind.
Sure.
They're not gonna.
Which is why I was saying.
Like my father, I wouldn't look. My parents, they're still complete atheists. My father-in-law, they're Jewish, but they're fucking atheists. And her father is a complete atheist.
But you say they're Jewish.
Her mother's not.
You mean they practice the traditions?
They do stuff, yeah.
But they don't really
They're not
believe.
gonna. Once you have like, I think, like I'm not an expert on this shit, but once you have like a block in your mind, like most people probably have,
It's hard to remove that.
you're not gonna. It's very hard to get past it.
Well, a wise man once told me that if you want to change a habit, you have to do the opposite 1,000 times. So if I'm used to grabbing, I'm right-handed, if I'm used to grabbing my cup, I have to catch myself 1,000 times and do the left before I start to do that with habit. So if you want to change something, 1,000 times repetition.
That's a lot.
Thanks for watching Second Act
A lot of
Podcast.
times.
Me and Michael Stone are signing off. We'll be back soon. Stay tuned.